Hello, everybody. It's Matcast here. I'm casting an Intermediate Division quarterfinals WSS Satyrs versus TTP Project, and with me here I've got Spencer Casting. How are you doing?
Hello. I'm doing great. Excited for some great games of Dota.
Yeah, man. Been loving these Intermediate Division matches so far. Kind of quickly become a caster.
100%. And from what I heard, you're doing a great job.
Oh well, I'm pleased to hear that. I'm glad people are liking it. It's been a lot of fun from my end, you know. We got a game ahead of us. We have rapid fire bans already. You said you know these teams a bit better than I do. So are these targeted bans? Because none of these seem really like the standard meta.
Yeah, I think all these are pretty targeted. Good guy mains Oracle a lot. I think this team runs Earth Spirit mid. So they're respect ban the Earth Spirit. For the side of TTP, Tasuna's best hero is Axe, and one of Urbo's favorites is that Shadow Demon. So great bans for each of these teams.
Gotcha. Got this these bans. The one thing is it does leave open a lot of these more meta heroes in the pool. The Doom, the Sven, although it's a bit early for him, the Phoenix. I've seen these heroes get banned out first phase, so I wonder if these targeted bans result that we got Snapfire.
Wow.
You know what? Snapfire's on the comeback. I think after her nerfs in the old Slardar Snapfire patch, people just felt, she's nerfed, she's useless now. She hasn't really gotten any changes, though, and starting to see her picked up more and more. I like the hero.
I agree. This hero is huge nuke damage level 1 or 2, a lot of kill potential, like a second stun at level 2, so huge. A lot of lane impacts, a lot of team fight impact, a save, a heal at level 15. This hero's all around pretty good.
There's another 5 that I think is right now. I think Witch Doctor's in like the top 2 position 5s right now with Crystal Maiden. So glad to see that hero.
And that hero can solo carry games, so it's gonna be interesting who they put it on. I don't know if Good Guy really plays it. So it'll be interesting if it may be a 4 Witch Doctor coming out, but I would guess 5 on Good Guy. But it's not really one of his known heroes, so we'll see what he does with it.
Yeah, it is kind of one of those heroes where you do have to... It's a very strong hero, but you have to kind of have an understanding of the hero to make it work well. So I play support in my pubs, and my Witch Doctor does not look like other Witch Doctors I see.
Are you a Earn Witch Doctor type of guy or a Rush Ags Witch Doctor type of guy?
Oh no, when I play 5, I play like the true poverty 5 usually. So it'll be 30 minutes and I'll be halfway to a Glimmer Cape.
Gotcha. The pause 7?
Exactly. No, but he seems pretty item independent as a hero, and a Faceless Void. That's a great Snapfire combo.
Wow. Okay. So interesting thing about this combo is right when Snapfire came out, Theseus, who was Mango, he was on a different team, and we actually opened up with this Snapfire Faceless Void combo, and we lost. So it'll be interesting to see how they adapt to that new iteration of the duo.
Yeah, and who knows how much they'll commit to it. You know, when I was playing Snap, like I said, I played the Snapfire Slardar lane combo. But otherwise, you know, these Faceless Voids, these Mars, these big AoE lock-ins are really good with Snapfire. And also, I'll tell you, Snapfire Aghanims is a really good item. A Spectre.
Wow, okay.
These are early carries coming out from both sides.
I like it a lot, actually. I like it a lot. So, Snapfire is pretty stationary in her ult, obviously. So in a team fight, she wants to stand still. You haunt on her, kill her. That's automatically stops her ult, and that's 1 kill out of the fight. So I sort of like the first 2 picks for TTP.
Yeah, definitely. I think honestly both of these teams have a pretty solid opening duo here. It's going to be interesting though. I think Because usually in second phase bans, we see a lot of carries, but that's obviously not necessary. We're getting a lot of offlaners and mid laners put out instead.
Yeah, both of these offlaners for both these teams are sort of the tempo setters. Sort of can win their lane and sort of take over the game themselves. And I'm talking about Sasuna and Eggs. Eggs, notably one of the best offlaners in Intermediate. So they're probably gonna ban a lot of his heroes. But yeah, I would assume that both these teams want their safe laners to have really good lanes, and it's gonna be hard against Sasuna and Eggs.
I can definitely see that. If you got star offlaners, then it could be tough. Although I feel like Spectre Witch Doctor is a pretty strong lane, and Faceless Void can have a pretty good time as well, given that he can just get rid of burst damage.
For sure. Yeah, none of these safe lanes aren't slouches. Spectre's a pretty hard kill for any offlaner, and Void obviously with his time jump is a pretty hard kill also.
Yeah, and actually they're both, well, Snapfire obviously makes, if it's a 4 Snapfire, makes their off lane very scary, but once Witch Doctor hits level 3, Maledict is kind of a terrifying spell right now, and they gotta be careful, because a bongo into a Maledict into just a dagger could be a kill, pretty much.
For sure. And I'm interested, so Witch Doctor's sort of in my opinion, a counter to Faceless, because the Maledict, you can't time leap out of it. So you Maledict, and then he time leaps, but he still takes the damage. So I'm interested if they'll switch up and try to put the Witch Doctor against the Faceless.
Oh, there's the Doom. So,
okay.
I don't know TTP project specifically, but in my experience right now, Doom is being run primarily as a mid laner. Is that something you'd expect out of this team, or are they more likely to run it as the 3?
So this is one of Eggs' best heroes. So I would assume 3, but TTP has always had me, sort of they can run anything anywhere. I know Ghost Pepper, their mid laner, is also their drafter, so he can play about anything, and he's probably gonna want a good lane. So I'm guessing they're gonna see the lane first and go from there.
Yeah, they do have last pick, so they do have that flexibility. Just been interesting. It's interesting too because there hasn't been a patch since offlane Doom was huge, and then it rotated over to mid Doom. So it's all still in the same patch as we desperately wait for Valve to do something after TI time. Rubik though, that's just such a good hero, man.
Yeah, I like this. There's a lot of team fight from WSS. A lot of team fight. You can steal Death Ward. You can steal Doom, obviously. Even Coconut is nothing bad.
Yeah, man. As a sort of like amateur Rubik player, not the best, but I have some games in them. People sleep on the low cooldown stuns for steals, but they're incredible. Because of that arcane supremacy. Those bongos are gonna stun you for a long time. But we got an Elder Titan, another hero. 6 months ago, this was a new hero, and now it feels like we're seeing it every game.
I'm a huge fan of ET. Huge fan. It just does too much, in my opinion. Does way too much, hits way too hard, wins your lane, and it's super underrated. I think it's one of the most underrated heroes this patch.
So too, but it's coming up to where if I'm casting a series, at least in one of the games, I'll always see an Elder Titan, it feels like. Then we got an Underlord for WSS. I always think of Underlord. There's like a couple heroes in Dota that I think of just not nothing picks, but they're always good. Like Underlord's always good. A Juggernaut carry is always good. And I feel like Underlord, he just, no matter what, he's going to do good. He can anchor a lane. He can set up some kills. He does damage. He pushes.
And the damage mitigation also. So Rubik has damage mitigation, and so does Underlord. So that's going to stack. And TTP is going to be pretty sad when they're doing negative damage.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting how they incorporate that.
The one thing is, right now, TTP, they look a little bit light on push to me. It seems like they're kind of missing that sort of, that last pillar of the draft.
Yep, the tower hitter, agreed. And I want to touch on this Tidehunter ban from TTP a little bit.
Okay.
So DCS has been playing Tidehunter mid in maybe the last 3 of his matches. So last 3 actual competitive matches, he plays Tidehunter mid. So this is an interesting respect ban from TTP.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, if they have a Tidehunter, it feels like they're very hard to get killed into. They got 4 really tanky heroes. Snapfire also very tanky. But now they don't get that Tide. I wonder if we're gonna see like a Death Prophet out of TTP here.
I could see that. Yeah, I could see that. I think it's a decent Timbersaw game also. A lot of really tanky strength heroes. Kunkka, okay.
Okay, that's another tanky strength hero. And that is actually terrifying team fight from Satyrs here.
It is, yeah, it is.
Especially as you get into the later game, that Kunkka most likely to pick up the Aghanim Scepter, and that's just a hard item to fight into.
Yeah, it is. It's interesting. I don't know what team I like better. I'm leaning towards WSS. If I had to pick, but this last pick from TTP will be very telling about what they want to do, because they want to go late game currently with this Spectre. So their mid laner's gonna have to want to rotate a little more. I really like a Timbersaw here, but we'll see.
Could still be the Doom mid, and maybe pick up something like a Beastmaster, but Beastmaster doesn't feel great this game. And I think they definitely need something with some push. If they don't have a way to take early towers and build space for Spectre, they might have a really rough time.
Yeah, I was gonna say Invoker, but Invoker's banned. Yeah, I'm not sure. They can lean a little towards the DP, maybe Alina. I'm not really sure what lanes against Kunkka decently. I feel like Kunkka doesn't really have any bad lanes left in the game. Maybe a Razor. Razor's not bad. I know Razor versus Kunkka is heavily Razor favored.
Yeah, I like the Razor a lot, actually. It's something I didn't think of, but I think that's a pretty good shout. Either way, we've only got about 10 seconds left to decide here. Maybe they'll accidentally random. No! They'll pick a Venom!
Okay, interesting.
That is going to be a mid-doom, yes?
It's a mid-doom, yeah.
Venom, one of those heroes that, in my opinion, kind of changes the way you have to play Dota. You can't sort of do the traditional style of Dota because Eggs will be able to force someone into his lane at all times. It's a very slow pusher, but still, I think Dire kind of lacks the ability to push fast after a fight if they win.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go WSS game 1. WSS plays perfectly. The only thing is you have to remember, Faceless Void is really tough in Avino. Faceless Void hates all dot damage. So say he's going against Faceless Witch Doctor, which I think he's gonna go against. Veno ET, which is still a really hard lane for Faceless. So I do like this pick. But as you said, they have very little push. They do not hit towers.
Yeah, if I'm just going by drafts, I think I have to favor Satyrs a bit more here. But honestly, looking at this game, I think it's going to come down to the play of the supports, especially the Rubik and the ET. I think either of those heroes could basically make or break the game for their team.
Easily, yeah. I would agree.
But here we go. We're going into it. I should probably double check with my
I think this game's hindering on the mid laners for me. Ghost Pepper and Theseus are going to have to step up.
Yeah, definitely. And the thing with Doom, man, is I always feel like you don't think of Doom as a team fighter, but he seems to always crush it here. Hold on. I have to... Okay, we're good. Sorry for a second. Profiles weren't executing, but we are good. So, I mean, things look pretty standard with the lanes. There's not really a surprise at this stage. It looks like it is going to be the Snapfire, which I think is... It depends, but I think generally Snapfire 5 is the better position. She seems really item independent. She doesn't need a ton of levels. Once she has some levels in Cookie and Mortimer Kisses, she's fine. Whereas Rubik, he definitely needs that Blink Dagger this game, maybe an Aether Lens.
Agreed. Looks like TTP gets a deep ward here. I like this ward a lot. Doesn't rock the camp though. so they can still pull, but it gives you a lot of information if they're if this Face of Void decides to dodge the Vino lane, which doesn't look like he will.
That's gonna be tough. The ET Veno, it's a lot of sort of slow damage, and like you said, that is what Faceless Void hates. And especially since this is a 3 Veno, I think we're gonna see less points in the Gale, more building into the Ward Poison Sting, which is a nightmare lane for the Faceless Void.
Yep, super bad. And Ag's Rush apparently also.
Ag's Rush on the ET. I think that's pretty standard. I mean, it's basically an unlimited use BKB. Oh, you know, you don't have to ever worry about it losing its duration. Man, that's a lot of damage.
That's a really good trade from TTP.
Mm-hmm. It looks like it will go 2 for 2 on the bounties. Yes. So, real quick, while we got the start of the game, the mid matchup. I think both these heroes are gonna farm just fine. Theseus and Ghost Pepper. Doom never loses a lane in the mid lane, I feel like, because of Devour. But I feel like you can't really harass this Kunkka too much either.
Yeah, they're gonna trade farm here. I doubt one dies unless it's a severe misplay. Yeah, these side lanes are gonna be extremely interesting though. We'll see how Profanity sort of wavers with this Vino lane.
It's gonna be interesting. Usually you think of the Snapfire as a good way to get kills, but I feel like you don't really want to go on to either of these heroes.
It's a lot of damage. Yeah, I'm shocked Vino didn't start with Orb here. Orb is you know, sort of a natural Faceless Void counter in its own right. And plus your poison stacks of Poison Sting also. So the Orb is just, you know, straight value. Maybe he'll fairy one out later.
It looks like he's going for like a fast wand bracer at this stage.
Interesting. I do like the bracer on Vino. Stats are always good. Actually buys the okay. He does buy the bracer. Yeah, you're right. The stats are always good on that hero. The longer you live, the more damage you do.
The regen's always nice as well. Gives you a pretty good opportunity to remain in lane. The Snapfire does have good damage, but it is pretty intermittent, so that bracer will help him recover from that a lot. Fortunately, misses the sneeze. That maybe could have been a kill if the Gale hits.
So interesting things happen in the mid lane here. Ghost Pepper's sort of getting forced out with this constant Tidebringer spam. I guess not now. He just salved up. Oh, actually.
Oh, he has the Zap creep. That's actually pretty good. And Theseus is trapped on bad side. I think this might be first. No, he's not going to chase. But meanwhile, they get the ET.
Wow, that's huge. And I think Urbo just lives here.
Just barely.
That's massive for this lane. That's actually so good. I think Snow does a slight misplay. It's all good though.
Yeah, I mean, that's sometimes how it can be. So Ghost Pepper's definitely behind on the CS right now, but he has the 2 levels in Devour. So even though he's behind, he's still going to have good gold. As up top, actually, looks like there is a brawl between Suna and all-around good guy, but I think Suna will be the first to die. And actually, Witch Doctor may get out. Talus does have a zap, but that's a nice little tree spot. Now Talus is in trouble.
Good guy played that so well. I think Talus may be dead here if it bounces to him twice. Oh, can they get it?
Oh, he's lucky. Pops the Fairy Fire. I think he's out. Just barely.
Oh, and on the mid lane.
Yeah, we got another big brawl. And Ghost Pepper does have to be careful. The cleave is strong. Manages to dodge out that one. So he'll be okay. But as
beautiful movement.
Yeah, as this Kunkka gets more levels, man, that Tidebringer is just going to be on such a short cooldown, it's going to be hard for Doom, I think. But hopefully he'll be able to transition into the jungle at that point.
1-1 right now. DCS is sort of just owning mid 23 and 6. It's not bad at all.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a bit early, but if you swap it over to the networks, you can see it's pretty much identical between them, just because of that Devour advantage.
Devour, yeah.
But
Profanity's having a free one in the bot lane right now.
Yeah, he's farming very well for himself, better than I think either of us expected into this Veno. But I think with the Veno, either way, eventually the lane does just get sort of harder for Void as he gets more points in the Poison Sting.
For sure, yep. I think Urbo and Profanity, what they do an amazing job of creeping equilibrium, so it's usually always pushed into their tower. I think Veno also helps with that a lot also. He's getting a lot of safe farm.
Yeah, he's doing a good job. We got the bounties, 2 for 2. Wait! Oh yes, 2 for 2. Been spoiled on teams that all have the same exact tags. Yeah.
Ooh, they're actually gonna go on eggs here.
Yeah, they're gonna try. It's a very hard kill to get. They are going to pay with the Snapfire's life. Turbo gets taken down, and now Profanity. He'll time walk away. He'll be okay.
And the tip getting a little feisty.
Gotta start that mental game early.
Dude, that is huge. It is huge, especially at this elo. I think its mental game's even probably bigger than at like a higher elo. You can tilt someone really easily at this elo.
Yeah, definitely. We might have a rotation into Theseus here. As, nope, Snow will just grab the bounty and walk away. Or the DD and walk away. But that's a big deal because Theseus doesn't have many bottle charges left. But look at this. Down, or up in the top lane, all-around good guy has been found in a dangerous situation. Will go for the deny, but will not get it.
So close.
Gotta try.
That's just space for Spectre there.
Definitely. That's moving both heroes on lane. Snow just walks up and claps like a fifth of Void's HP down with that DD. Gotta be very careful. Honestly, this game, so far, incredibly even. We haven't really seen any one lane swamp out one way or the other. Feels like it's all going to come down to this mid-game. Once the lanes break, who starts getting the first moves on the map.
Yeah, both these teams are, both their carries are really hinging on 6 and overall levels in general. So I think we have a slow game on our hands, in my opinion.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. But the mid laners both have their 6s. I think we're more likely to see something come out of Doom if we do see a rotation. Just because level 1 X feels pretty hard to gank with. But both of them currently content just to keep sitting mid.
Yeah, he's it's interesting. Both these heroes sort of want to, like, they don't push I mean, they push the lane super fast, but they don't hit towers respectively too well. So it'll be interesting which one decides to rotate out of the lane and gank. I think this is gonna be a super extended laning phase. Sasuna actually dives tower and gets killed.
An unfortunate dive. It will force Spectre back, but I wonder if they're just gonna make a haunt play onto Talus here. May be the case, although Snapfire's here. That Fade Bolt is too powerful, and Witch Doctor will fall.
Really nice. I don't think they saw Urbo there, or maybe they did. I didn't actually see if Urbo showed himself, but that was an interesting rotation. Where usually you don't see your 5s, you rotate out.
In the mid though, we got a boat onto the Doom. I think he pops Fairy Fire, and I think he actually might be able to walk away. It's gonna be really tight. The Spectre's haunting in. The Doom comes out, and now it's a turnaround. As suddenly Kunkka's in trouble. No. Snow turns here as well. And I don't think this Kunkka is getting out. He will tick, and Spectre will get the kill. That's exactly what you want. What a beautiful turn.
Yeah, that was amazing.
It's the big heads-up play.
Super good for Carl, too, because he has, if you look at the top lane, he has no lane right now. So he just gets a free kill in the mid lane, gets that XP, and walks back to the jungle. And a lot of stacks here, too, if you look here.
Yeah, he's got the opportunity as all-around good guy. Will perish once again in the top lane. They're actually rotating in quite a few heroes. The Spectre is here with the Doom, and Snow as well on that ET. Stomp will... Actually, the kill goes to Carl as well. That's his Midas pretty much funded.
This is like a dream game for TTP. A dream.
Yeah, even though, you know, they're kind of trade out their Witch Doctor, they get a kill for the Spectre. They use the Doom, but that's also a kill for the Spectre. That's exactly what you want to see. Now we're approaching 10 minutes. See how the bounties go. Looks like it's going to be 2 top for Radiant.
I want to see this Kunkka rotate a little more. The game's contingent on him.
Snow steals a rune, but I think it's going to cost him his life. Very tanky. He goes up high ground. He might be able to get a stomp up, but no, he's going to keep running. As the phase boost, he's going to go for the other bounty.
Oh my god.
He will die, but I think that's definitely worth it. As that's going to be...
It's 3 for 1, right?
4 bounties for Dire. Actually, so you're definitely happy with that. Rubik's stolen the Plague Wards, though. This is a good counter to the Venomancer strategy, as now he has to deal with his own cheese.
Yeah, that's a really good heads-up play from Snow there.
Frees up this lane so much. Profanity's kind of locked into where the wards aren't, but now with the Rubik having wards of his own, it's much harder to be forced back. We haven't seen a Chronosphere yet from the Void. I don't think we're going to for a while, unless Eggs gets down real low, because I don't think this Void's looking to rotate. He's actually going for a Battle Fury, so both teams are committing for this late game.
This late game, yeah. Interesting too. I would think that you would try to out early game, I guess if you want to call it, or out mid game a Spectre, but he's just gonna go full send to the late game.
Yeah, the one thing going for Radiant is Dire TTP, they don't really have any saves. Actually, I lied, we do have a Chrono with the Mortimer's Kisses. This is the exact combo that you want, and that is very much a dead Veno. Will die. And on the side here, it looks like Alice will get taken out by Snow. We're getting into a bit of an interesting situation here as Ghost Pepper is going in, does have the Doom available, hasn't popped it yet. Profanity's doing a good job of juking. Now Ghost Pepper has to be careful, he's getting torrented up, but I think he's going to be able to walk away just fine. As the Stomp does come out on the Faceless Void, but I think they're going to wake him up, but he's not going to have the chance to time walk out. So they don't even need the Doom for those 2 kills.
It's really well executed. These haunts by Carl are a thing of beauty right now.
Yeah, every time leading to a kill, that's exactly what you want to see. And you'll gladly trade that Veno for the Faceless Void and the Rubik. Especially when you consider that those kills, came out onto Urbo, so not the biggest cash injection for the cores of Radiant. And they're smoking.
Like a smoke, yeah.
I don't know if they're really going to be able to do much into Suna. Very tanky hero Underlord. But they may try. I do suppose that they do have a Death Ward, so with the stun and a Maledict and a dive, it actually could work out very well. We'll get down the stun, and actually, Suna will just drop like it's nothing. But they might lose all around good guy. No, the mech is out for X. So that's pretty quick.
It's not bad at all. Not bad at all.
And that's another kill, and that's a setup for Eggs to push in this bottom tier 1. It's Carl. I want to know what his next item after this Treads is going to be. How much is he going to commit? Do you think he's going to go for like the drums into Manta, or is he going to go for a Radiance?
I don't know. He's really farmed, so...
He's just going straight Manta. Alright. Blink is out for Ghost Pepper, but and he stops the Doom from getting stolen. And just pop the W in time. The deny does come out as the dagger comes out. Talus, what a play! And now look at the turn from Theseus. That's going to be a ton of damage. They're going to take out both the Elder Titan and probably the Doom here. Doom trying to juke, but he'll go down. What a beautiful, beautiful cleave as now Carl 2K is on the run himself. Has to run from Urbo because he knows the Kunkka is close behind. Kunkka is not going to chase. They're going to let the Spectre out, but beautiful play from Talus to get the deny and then start the turnaround.
Yep, that was a thing of beauty right there. I thoroughly enjoyed watching that sequence of events.
Just gorgeous. And I'll tell you, these AD2l Rubik players, man, all of them are just gods on the hero. It's such a joy to watch, as it looks like Radiant are looking to make a play onto eggs here. Theseus is just walking through everything, but unfortunately will not guess the torrent right. But they may be able to transition this into a tier 1 tower. Urbo, you're in a little bit deep, my guy, but the damage! That's the power. You always underestimate Fade Bolt, but it's a powerful spell. I think nothing really is going to happen here at this stage, though, except for the 3 bounties going over to WSS here.
Yeah, that was these rotations. So both these teams are pretty reactive. They're acting pretty reactive, which is great. It makes for great fights. But I'll be curious which team forces the first big fight. I think that team will have a pretty good sense into the mid game.
Yeah, it's right now about sort of securing that foothold, as we're still very close in this matchup. Even the 3 cores, 1,000 net worth between the lowest core and the highest. So, well, 1,500. Sorry, I forgot about Underlord. But it's very close.
It is. Yeah, Doom is it's sort of scary when you see Spectre at number 3 on the net worth at 16 minutes. It's a scary sight.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, obviously, Faceless Void's going to pick up once he gets this Battle Fury here. And Kunkka's itemizing definitely to fight himself, going for the Heaven's Halberd. It's not an incredible pickup this game. Spectre isn't one of the heroes that I really think of as the like mandatory halberd heroes, but it's always good to prevent that damage and get that evasion on yourself. So
for sure. And the status resistance with the self HP regen lifesteal amp, I think it's nothing to be shy about. The item's just overall pretty good. It was way better before it got the price increase, but
yeah, but it was super good back then. Everyone was building it back then.
For sure, yeah. Didn't matter the hero.
And now, though, Kunkka going for the second item, Silver Edge. I like it a lot. An early counter to the Spectre. And we do have a smoke from Radiant. They have a Chronosphere and a Mortimer's Kiss available. So if they see someone worth chronoing, they're going to go. Surprised Theseus didn't go for the X-Play there. I guess he just decides that Snow is not worth it.
Yeah, that was interesting there. I thought he was 100% dead. Oh, they want Ghost Pepper.
Get the Chrono. That's going to definitely be a very dead Doom. He's not getting out from this one, I don't think.
Oh,
or is
no,
he?
That's so bad.
No, Talus. Oh, the blink comes off cooldown. Talus won't be able to get the zap. And now Radiant have to enter full retreat mode. The Death Ward's not going to do a whole lot, and I think it's going to be a nothing trade, except for that Chronosphere cooldown.
Wow. I'm shocked. That was that's so good for TTP. I think you instantly smoke here. All your ults are up minus Death Ward, and they do.
Yeah. They pop the smoke. They still have the Doom. They're gonna go down to bottom. That just feels absolutely awful if you're Radiant. You hate to see those heroes get out on 1 HP, and I have to imagine that they're going to get a pick here. An excellent wraparound. They see both of them. Ghost Pepper goes in, and Suna and Talus decide to try and fight it, but that is not the correct play to make here. The Haunt will come in as well as the Stomp and the Bongos, and this will, I think, have to turn into a tower. Theseus has a DD, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Yeah, he just leaves.
That was a super bad turn of events. Super bad. Just using your Chrono, your boat, and your Snapfire ult, and not getting a kill is extremely bad.
Yeah, I mean, Dire used Haunt there, but they still have Doom. They still have the ability to remove a hero if they find one. surely I think Dooms has to be looking for this Centaur creep. Once he has that, you know, he is basically Centaur, but with Doom.
And I look for TTP to up the pace here. I think they know that they're on the upper foot of things right now.
Look at how bold Suna is, just walking so far forward. Looks like, though, Dire will not try to press their luck here. Profanity. He has that Battle Fury, but, you know, this is kind of one of those situations where you have the Battle Fury, but all that money is just put into a Battle Fury, so he doesn't have damage of his own. Whereas the Spectre is well on the way to the Syasha. Have it up in the next couple of minutes, and that's a terrifying prospect, because that's a big damage item.
Yeah, this is, what game sense from Caro there? Oh, they have a ward, never mind.
He sensed it with his vision. And the scan, too, just misses.
Insane right now.
Doing an excellent job of dodging out here. And it looks like Void's going to go for the Sanjin Yasha. I like that a lot. That reduction on the Doom cooldown is very nice. As speaking of Doom, he's found his Centaur. So he's able to get those Blink Stomps. And down bottom, they're killing Suna.
Suna, I feel bad for him. I've been there. Playing the dead lane as off laner and gets pulled up on by support and off laner.
They call it the dead lane for a reason. Now, they did use the poison over there, which is a bit of a large cooldown, but I don't think it's going to affect their game too much.
Yeah, not at all. Not at all.
Look at this. Radiant are making a play under the ward again, though. It's going to get spotted out. And, oh, look at that sentry. It just doesn't reach. It's so close, but the circle says no. And that's the second time that Obs has saved the Spectre's life, who now has the completed Manta style, which is a huge damage increase for the hero.
Such a value Obs. And these stacks, I don't know who's making them. I can't catch whoever's making them, but they are a godsend for the Spectre hero, who's second on net worth after his Doom right now.
Oh, just took over the #1 spot. And look at this. Radiant, though, unafraid, sieging a tier 2, as they know Dire has a lot of heroes mid, and in fact, Dire currently killing Theseus. I have to imagine now, if you're on the side of Radiant, you're forced to back away, as Doom is still available. Doom hasn't needed to press his R button, and he almost has a BKB. In fact, does have one if he elects not to save for buyback, but currently not purchasing it.
Yeah, this is a hell of a showing from TTP right now. They are they're going crazy. Simply, they are all their rotations are amazing. They get a tower mid after that kill on Kunkka. They're just splitting up WSS, and WSS doesn't know how to handle it.
And it feels like this. It feels like they're splitting up. They're slowing the game down, and I know that they have some strong teamfight on the side of Radiant, but I think a late game Spectre Doom is just as, if not more, more powerful. So I don't know if spreading out and farming and not making plays is going to work for WSS here.
Agreed.
See, Zeal comes out for Talos. He gets Dagger. This is good, because that's a pretty long duration ability, but it looks like we might have a team fight coming, as both teams are starting to begin to converge at this bottom tower. Spectre, though, using that Haunt ability to farm middle while this happens. And the Blink Doom comes out, and that's on to Faceless Void. Faceless Void, unable to Chronosphere, the BKB also pops. Now Spectre's in. This Faceless Void is going to drop very quickly. Rubik also takes a lot of damage. This fight goes from nothing to explosive very quickly. Theseus puts down the boat, but that's not going to be enough. Zuna does manage to get him out, but still a disastrous fight for the Radiant, as they will lose Urbo as well, I do believe here. A Hop's not going to save you. And they're just letting
Wow.
Spectre walk up and take it. What a beautiful fight for Dire.
Really nice. And Vision won that fight. If you look at these wards right here, so not only the plague wards, but the actual observer wards did work right there.
That Blink Doom onto the Faceless Void just instantly won them the fight, pretty much. Now they're gonna get a tier 2 here, 24 minutes. But that's gonna open up the jungle. Except they are actually looking to back off here, possibly. Maybe a wise decision since that Chronosphere is still up. Man, WSS, they're choosing to sort of back up and just farm, where I feel like no Spectral, no Doom, now's the time where you have to do something.
Yeah, I think that they need a team fight, right? Like they drafted these heroes to team fight, and they haven't taken a good fight without Void being doomed once. So I don't know how much longer you can wait for this Sanj and Yasha on Void.
Yeah, I mean this is such, even if you weren't looking at a team fight, this is such a powerful window that I think you have to look to make something out of it. But no, they're just gonna farm, let these cooldowns come off cooldown. And that's going to be very dangerous, although there is a smoke on Urbo, so maybe they'll commit here. Gathered up now.
This is huge right here. This just takes the game, in my opinion.
They're taking a while to smoke. Gathered up pretty heavily, but it's just not popping. Now they will. Alright, they have to find something important here. I think if you don't, it's going to be a disaster. They see the mid lane. They see eggs. I don't know if eggs is really the kill you want, but it might be the kill that they have to take, as Theseus does lead the charge. And he'll actually find all of them here. The Yules comes out from the Witch Doctor, though, to prevent him from taking damage. And they're only going to find the Elder Titan. No, they'll drop the Chrono onto the Witch Doctor as well. And they'll drop the Mortimer's Kisses, but that's not what you want. That's the two supports, and they're happy to take those ultimates off of you. That was 3 ultimates for a Witch Doctor and an Elder Titan. And now the Doom's off cooldown. Now the Spectral's off cooldown. They can look to take a fight of their own here now.
Yeah, that never feels good. That never feels good. I don't think they had the Chrono there, but I think they're getting desperate, and you can feel it.
Now, they're not going to get the tier 2. They're pretty much forced to back up. If they try and stay here, when these supports come up, they're going to have to fight without Chrono, without Mortimer's Kisses. And this could just be death for them, as it looks like they might try to do something around the Roche Pit. No, they're just backing out. But that's pretty dangerous for Theseus and Suna. No, they'll be able to walk out, so they won't lose anyone. But they're in a precarious situation for the next 100 seconds.
Yeah, I feel a smoke incoming if you're TTP here.
Definitely, they look to smoke. They could even look to maybe, if they're feeling confident, just walk into the Roche Pit. Without that Chronosphere, it feels like a very difficult fight. No, Rubik will buy the smoke. So they're looking to maybe smoke again here. But actually, it doesn't matter, because Konka's been caught out. But he is invisible, which as we all know makes you invincible. The sentry, though, is down. They'll drop the boat. Is it going to arrive in time, though? He's taking a lot of damage, and he's blocked in. Spectre, meanwhile, going back onto Talos, gets a first hit bash. Talos has to be very careful to blink the stomp from Ghost Pepper. They're going to kill Talos. Now Urbo, he's the next target. He's going to get stomped up, taking a lot of damage, and they'll even drop the Shatter onto him. But he will manage to walk out until he gets clapped once by Snow, who just skedaddles on out of there. Earth Splitter, very powerful.
It's wild to me how without Chrono and without Snapfire, how little TTP care.
Yeah,
they're just going full send.
I mean, it feels like there's nothing Radiant can do to fight them without that ability. Vanity has a DD in 10 seconds until the Chrono's off cooldown. Has 25 seconds left on the DD, so a very tight timing, but maybe he'll look to make something happen. Veno's still in the area. Actually, it looks like they've been spotted under the Radiant Ward. Ghost Pepper will be the target. The Chrono is good, taking a lot of damage, but oh no, the Sleep's going to come out. And now it's Faceless Void in trouble. The Doom's available. He will pop it. But it's a big ultimate from Snapfire, doing a lot of damage. Doom will fall, and actually the counter Doom will come out onto the Doom. Callus does manage to get the steal this time, but he's very fast running away, and I think he's going to be just fine as Dire tries to prevent them from walking back into him. And I don't know how much they're going to be able to get. It's just Zuna here. The rest of his team not in a position, either electing not to chase or just not really getting the memo. And that's another Chronosphere down. That's another 120 seconds where TTP is stronger. Rubik does have the Stolen Doom. So they do have something in the way of fight. Man, the fact that Ghost Pepper gets out there.
It's huge. Yeah, Eggs is doing so much work with these Plague Wards too. Slowing down everyone. It's like super hard to fight around.
No, it's just so unfortunate. It was such a good chrono, but Echo Stomp's a powerful ability against Faceless Void, who is nowhere near a BKB, and is now falling behind the Spectre pretty harshly, who is finishing up the Abyssal just about now.
Yeah, the game's about to get super hard for our Faceless friend. It's I think that this Battlefield just hindered his progression a little way too much. I think he underestimated how fast this Spectre was farming. Yeah, you sort of I think he sort of thought that if you went Battle Fury, he could get some kills with Mortimers in the Chrono. But it sort of worked against him.
It looks like they are going to try and go onto Eggs here, but another Stomp and the Disarm, and suddenly this is a turnaround. Suddenly it's the Faceless Void in trouble. Carl doesn't have the finished Abyssal, but it's not going to matter, as now Theseus gets taken out rapidly. The Doom Stomp was there to prevent him from running away, and now situation looks even worse for Radiant. This is going to be another Tier 2, and potentially a Roshan, if that's the way that Dire want to go with this. And like you were saying, this Battle Fury, it's like you kind of get yourself into the mindset that we have damage in Chrono, but earlier this game, it was a couple of those key Chronospheres where if you had a Mask of Madness instead of a Battle Fury, you know, that's probably a kill. And that changes
100%.
the whole game.
100%. I would have liked that a little better too, because it builds into Satanic, which is going to build anyways, and Butterfly.
Yeah, that's the real power of that item, is that ability to disassemble. As Dire now do walk into Roche, the Manta style is so much damage. Those illusions getting the Desolate damage is pretty insane. And it looks like it will go uncontested.
I don't know how you kill the Spectre anymore. He's 6-0 and 8 on Carl Spectre. He's feeling really good about himself. He's super farm, top of net worth, and you know, I think almost invincible. So
yeah, I think it's definitely going to be one of those situations where you kind of have to kill his entire team and then worry about him. But that is no easy task.
sure, yeah.
And he will go for the Scotty next item. That big stat item. Feels so good on the hero.
Yeah, once he gets that also goes off his illusions also for the haunt, and it just feels so good for agility heroes.
Between this Elder Titan, the Veno, and the Spectre, feels like you can hardly move on the side of Radiant.
Yep, and that just sets up for a perfect Death Ward. So, let's see.
That's the other thing too. Witch Doctor's been getting off full duration Death Wards. There's not really any good stuns to hit him. The Kunk is using all of his CC to initiate, and Rubik is having a rough time getting in. Going for the Force Staff after this Aether Lens. I mean, it's one of those games where you feel like you have to, but you never feel good picking up the Force Staff instead of the Blink on this hero.
Exactly, yeah. Agreed. And I'm shocked he has a bunch of kills. He's 8 and 4. I would have gone Agnims myself, but these save items are doing just as much work.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of Rubik starting to pick up just the Blink Ags without the Aether, but I feel like you definitely need a mobility item at least before you can start going into the Aghanims, because otherwise you just don't have the way to get in there. And I just want to point out, in this game, the only buyback is on Kunkka. And Witch Doctor, you just got it. So, if Radiant dies, the game could just end.
100%, yeah. But it also goes back to what you're talking about in the draft, how they have very little tower hitters.
Mm-hmm.
But Spectre, he's starting to do a little bit of damage. But it's nowhere near what Faceless will do with 6 items.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you know, it's one of those things where you look at this and you have to subtract like 4,000 net worth almost from the Faceless Void. Since he has that Battle Fury.
Battle Fury, yeah.
So he's even further behind than it looks, and he's going to get doomed immediately. Spectre actually doesn't even decide to go for him. Looks for the Kunkka instead, but then goes out. And that's a dead Faceless with no buyback. Now they're going to start the chase on to Theseus, who does have the Shadow Blade. But Eggs actually puts down the ward perfectly. They know he's there, but just not able to find him, unfortunately. And he will get out.
Ghost Pepper's playing so well this game.
He really is. The Blinks, the Dooms have all been perfect. Just removing this Faceless Void from the game, doing such a good job of it, and he has bought the Aghanims. So that's a Doom that's even more powerful. This Faceless Void stands no hope of getting a Chronosphere off. But I think if you're Radiant, you wait out this 34 seconds, and you have to make a smoke play at this point. And actually, they might not. Nope, they're gonna back off here. It's one of those plays where it's very high risk, but like if you don't make this play, I think you're just gonna lose the game in 5 minutes. Yet the best fight you're gonna get is while the Doom is down and the Haunt is down.
Agreed. Yeah, I think WSS is sort of on their deathbed. They don't know really what to do. I think to be honest, they're probably talking about next game. Just thinking in their heads, or maybe they aren't, and they're trying to think about how they come back in. But having Chrono from behind doesn't feel that bad. You get a God tier Chrono with Mortimer's Firestorm on top of it, with Ghost Ship right on top of it also. Never feels awful.
They are grouped up, but they're not popping the smoke, and I think the dangerous decision. Obviously, the smoke is a dangerous decision, but the Plague Ward. Oh, the Plague Ward almost killed the Underlord's Courier. That Lotus Orb is okay, but it's, you know, even if you reflect the Doom, I don't think it matters too much as long as he gets it off. Oh, and look at this Vanity on the low ground, and they don't know that Dire have smoked in the area. Nothing will happen though. Doom off cooldown. On top cooldown. The window has passed now for raid. Spectre finishing up the Scotty. They're very grouped up, that Underlord and Snapfire, but it's just a bit of a skirmish. Theseus is desperately trying to get into a Satanic. He's trying to get into a Silver Edge once again. It's Void that's going for the Satanic. I don't know if the Satanic's gonna really save.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they do. They sort of have to weather the storm right now and hope for a really good fight. But I think the only way that TTP engages is if they get a Doom on Void. So they're sort of just chilling.
We're willing to play patient, let this lead stretch itself out. We're at 23k now. Dota Plus giving 95% chance to Dire, which is honestly surprisingly low for Dota Plus. It's that Spectre factor. The game loves this hero.
For sure. I think I now love this hero, and I see its strength now. It's Carlo's playing extremely well. And I sort of like this Animatus buy. This Animatus purchase has turned it out to be really well. It worked out really well for him.
And I have to point out, he has the Illusionist cape now too. So his Haunt, his Manta illusions, all even stronger than previously. So that's very dangerous.
That's such a good item for him too. Such a good item.
Oh man, and Dire also get the Spell Prism. Curious to see where that will go. I think he handed it off to the Doom?
Oh, yes. Doom, wow. Okay.
That is a 20% cooldown reduction on Doom. So not bad at all. And more Devour, importantly.
Here comes the smoke.
Grouping up. Actually, Doom's going for an Octarine core as well, so he just wants long duration Dooms up all the time. But Suna will take the tier 2. It actually may be able to transition this into an outpost as well, which would be something for them.
I think they just chronoed a illusion escape.
And now he got Abyssal, and Faceless Void has to be careful, as look at this backline rotation from Ghost Pepper. And the rest of Dire not even popping the Doom. Oh, he did pop the Doom. Unsure on to who. Oh, the Kunkka. The Kunkka is falling, though. Rubik did get a stolen Doom, as it does approximately 50 damage to the Spectre.
Okay, so what just happened there is Carl put an illusion escape mid lane, and they chronoed and Mortimer kisses the illusion escape. That feels really bad.
Yeah, it does. It feels extra bad, and oh no, now look at this. Dire just sieging the high ground, and they don't have a chrono, they don't have a boat, they don't have anything. The patience from Dire, they're playing this real respectfully until the big sleep, the haunt, all the damage coming out. Talus is going to get popped first. Suna, the next to fall, and the Faceless Void will fall as well. Buyback comes out from Rubik and Underlord, but it's not going to matter, I don't think, as they still don't really have anything to defend with. Kunkka has no mana for the boat. Will he try and pop it? No, instead he will go for the Torrent, but it won't even connect. Snow is just too fast and dodges out of it. Now, Ghost Pepper gets a quick stun onto the Kunkka, but it's not really going to do a whole lot. Tier 3 just now finally falling. Buying time. Theseus is bottling up, trying to get more mana, trying to get something online. Look at Snow with the spider legs. Just goes in deep, but a beautiful 3-man stun from Urbo. I don't know if it's going to be enough. The blink stun onto Suna comes in from Ghost Pepper. This is a very long fight now as Urbo gets taken out. Talus also gets hit with the Abyssal. Talus, Suna, the next fall. Theseus forced into Fountain. And now it's just Kunkka with the boat. Can he do something? They're not giving up yet. It's only one lane so far. Dire likely to take a second lane. Roshan is available as well. But they cannot get Megas due to the tier 2 top. But man, you already had your big fight with all your buybacks. I don't know what you're going to do now.
Too many blown ults. 2 little kills for WSS there. It feels really bad. Feels really, really bad.
Theseus pops the boat as the Void comes online. You hate to see it. Maybe could have been some more damage into Chrono, but Void is online. Mortimer kisses as well. But they're going to have to get something out of it. The blink, the Chrono, it is okay, actually. Only hitting onto the Venomancer, but the cleave is powerful. And I think the Snapfire got interrupted on the backlines by Carl2K. He just went in deep, and they killed the Void. Snapfire's going to buy back, but Theseus is going to fall. And Snapfire is not enough. GG, well played, is called.
What a performance from TTP. What a performance. Snow played out of his mind. Ghost Pepper played extremely well. Carl2K, the whole gang. Shouts out for them. That was an impeccable performance.